all the socialistic ways and the values that people have forgotten, and what this world has actually really become today. All right, how people just don't care. They don't give a F. And this is the honest God truth. I'm technically, you know, I have spent this whole weekend talking to every single person that about who's the chosen people, who they are as Israels, who they as Israelites, who they are as Hebrews. And to me, I'm starting to see what all of the prophets went through. I'm starting to see what Yeshua went through. I really am. With that being said, I'm not going to sit up here and harp too much, because, and I'm just going to let you know this, I do not care if you are Semitic, and I do not care if you're black. I do not care if you think you're an Israelite. If you are not following the ways and doing what you're supposed to do, you are not a Hebrew or Israelite. I do not care if you think you got the DNA. I do not care if you're black. Like I said, I don't care. You're a Gentile. In order to be an Israelite and a Hebrew, you have to follow the way. All right? Just because your DNA or your ancestry or your heritage or your lineage states it, no, you have to walk the walk and talk the talk to be that. So that means that you can be whatever the heck you want to, Semitic or whatever, but if you still practicing Easter, Christmas, and doing a whole bunch of other things that you know that a Hebrew never ever did, or Israelite never did, and it took on a lot of the Canaanite other ways, you're not Hebrew or Gentile. All right? And even Yeshua and the disciples called the Hebrews back then that did all the Grecian and Roman ways. They didn't call them Hebrews. They called them they called them Gentiles. They were Hellenistic. The book might says they were Hellenistic Jews or Hellenistic Hebrews or Hellenistic whatever. But in other words, they meant they were Gentiles, and those were the Gentiles, because they took on all the other ways. So once you take on a way or characteristic of something, that's what you are. If I started taking all of the characteristics and the ways of a Sicilian, I would be called a Sicilian. I don't care if I'm black or whatever, that's how I would be labeled, because I took on those characteristics and those ways. If I was eating Irish food and black pudding and doing all this stuff and the jig dances and everything, guess what? I would be considered Irish. All right? So that's the characteristics behind it. Whatever you take on, however you act, is what you are. Hey man, look, you know, I'm this man, I'm an Israelite too. Oh, for real? So when is the Sabbath? What did you do? Did you fast on this day? Hey, did you go and do this? Are you praying, you know, at least 3 times a day? Are you paying homage to Yahweh and Yeshua? Yo, man, I don't need to do that. Then guess what? You're a Gentile. No, you're not. Because Yeshua's going to do the same thing to your face. Don't think because of who you are is going to slip you through the gate. Being who we are, waking up to this, means that we got to try 10 times harder, knowing that we these people, because of the fact of what our ancestors did. That's why I sit down and I talk to every other culture and race, because for some odd reason, it seems that they get it before all the black people that are actually Semitic and the chosen ones do. So I sort of made up my mind that since I'm starting to really see that my people are just so stiff-necked and hard-headed, that unless someone gets it, then I'll talk to you. Because I can sit down and talk to a Chinese person, a white person, a green person, and a blue person, and they'll all get it in the whole 9 yards and be like, man, I know what my ancestors are, so I ain't got to do, I believe in it. And they'll believe and they'll know everything, and they'll actually laugh at some of the Semitic black people because they know how ignorant they are, because you can tell them to their face who they are, and they still either won't believe it or don't even care. So we just going to leave that alone. All right? And because like I said, it seems like the ones that are not of it are actually being of it and acting more of it than the ones that actually are. Now I'm starting to see that these scriptures really come true. And my family's a really good example of that. That's real talk. So 2 Peter, from the letter of Peter, 2 Peter, I'm going to start with verse 5 to 10. All right, and it says right here, if he did not spare the ancient world, but preserved Noah, a herald of righteousness, with 7 other persons, when he brought a flood upon the world, of the ungodly, if by turning the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah to ashes and condemned them to extinction and made them an example to those who were to be ungodly, and if he rescued righteous Lot, greatly distressed by the licentiousness of the wicked, for by what that righteous man saw and heard, and he lived among them, he was vexed in his righteous soul day after day with their lawless deeds. Then the Lord knows how to rescue the godly from trial, and to keep the unrighteous under punishment until the day of judgment. And especially those who indulge in lust and defiling passions and despise authority. Go ahead, think what you want to think and do what you want to do, but hey, it's on and it's popping and it's going down. And these are the times. You either pull it together, or you can keep the chip on your shoulder, or you keep saying, hey, I don't care, and the whole 9 yards, because once you hear or you know and you still say you don't care, that's the same I don't care that's going to happen when that day comes. And you cannot be of this, and I really, really hate this part. All right. Especially when you get a lot of other people that might be Jewish or in the other places, and they say that they don't believe in all of it, they only believe in some of it. They know that there's a Yahweh in a heaven, but they don't believe in a hell. You only go down there for a little while. Pull yourself together, because you're going to get tricked up and fooled. And if you are of these people, you need to wake up and pull it all the way in together, because knowing you're these people and still not caring, all right, that's going to get you thrown to hell way quicker than a Gentile. I can tell you that right now. And that's real talk. Because even in Enoch's petition, there were more Gentiles than there was these people, the chosen ones. Capiche?